I think you could be right. Folks, if you'd like to participate in today's telecast and have questions that we can pass along to our reporters on pit road, or perhaps answer here in the booth about this Winston Cup race, or even about the sport in general, the call is free. Call in your questions to Nashville and they'll relay them to us here in the booth. 1-800-451-7331, and that number will be operational all during today's telecast. NASCAR has indicated that in 2 laps they will put the field under a green-yellow condition to further dry the track, and laps will begin counting. That means we're not too far from being able to turn the cars loose under the green flag here.
You know, you heard them talking just a second ago, Mike, about racetrack being so different. They had to pull out notes from 4 or 5 different racetracks to set them up. Reason for that, 1 and 2 is real tight. It's a bank corner, kind of like Darlington, 1 and 2 in Darlington. Then you run up the back straightaway, and you go into basically a flat corner, much like a road course. Then you have another short straightaway. Then you have another flat corner that's got a real long arc in it. So you have to set your car up for the flatter track. Don't worry about 1 and 2.
That's one way to approach it here. Let me take a second, correct something I said at Dover on Saturday as you watch Richard Petty confer with Jimmy Martin and the SDP crew on a Saturday race, talking about Ricky Craven and the great horsepower he's enjoyed this season in his DuPont Chevrolet in the Busch Series. I credited the wrong motor builder. Jim Michael at Performance Technology in Wakarusa, Indiana, has done Craven's V6 engines all year. He also does Reggie Ruggiero's engines on the Modified Tour and has a lot of top drivers under his wing. And that new V6 program is one that Jim is very proud of. And I'm sorry that credit went in the wrong direction. So my apologies, and certainly a great job by Jim Michael with Ricky Craven's team. They come past, 1 to go, and will go in a green-yellow condition. That means the laps will start counting, but the drivers cannot improve their position.
You know, Mike, I think what we're going to see here is we've got a lot of experienced race car drivers in this field. It's not so much that. It's guys that have the same race cars that they had here last time. I know, for instance, Rusty has got the same car that he ran here last time, and some other people through the field. Everybody is very knowledgeable and have got a lot of setups, but these full-bodied stock cars, every car they got, you got 7 cars, okay, in your stable, but not all of them are molded exactly the same. So, you know, with just qualifying and limited testing, it's going to be interesting to see who really got luckiest, because they're all knowledgeable, and it's going to see who hit it.
You could hear the crowd cheering in the background just a little bit. The sun has come out on the front straightaway here, so we might have an improving condition in a hurry.
Another follow-up from Dover. Anybody that works on your car, are they talking to you after the comments we made last week?
I just told the truth a lot of times about, you know, usually when I wreck a car like that, we give up for that particular day, because I run a very sparse schedule most of my racing career, because I did a lot of testing for tires and stuff. So, you know, we didn't run for points, so we pulled out if we had a car torn up that day.
Well, I went up to Gary's Texaco Monday. He said I could have an appointment for an oil change in about 21 days. Thank you very little. Right. 42 cars will start today's event here at Pocono. 200 laps, 500 miles is the distance. Alan Kulwicki holds the race record, set in 1992. And from the flag stand, Doyle Ford puts out the green and yellow flag. That indicates that laps have begun to count here. And so, as they are now officially under a race caution situation, and you see the gray in the track as it is drying up quite a bit, we'll take this pause from Pocono and be right back live on TNN. Welcome back to Pocono. You can see the mountains in the distance as the cloud cover is lifting somewhat here. The cars are under a green-yellow situation. The first lap has just been completed. Rusty Wallace credited with leading it. He's led 9 of 13 races this year. But he indicated they had to take out notebooks from different tracks to figure out Pocono this time. Here's why. Pocono's unique layout incorporates features of 3 famous racetracks. Turn 1 is steeply banked with a sharp entry and gradual exit, like turns 3 and 4 at Michigan. Turn 2, the tunnel turn, is a 90-degree, 8-degree banked left-hander, much like the corners at Indianapolis. Turn 3 is a very long, very flat, very sweeping corner, much like the fairgrounds at Milwaukee. 3 different turns, different bankings, different radiuses, 3 different length straightaways. What a different racetrack. Like 3 tracks in one.
Boy, he said it all right there. It is definitely a different racetrack. It's the only major speedway that you have a gear change in the front straightaway.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen today, you know, when we get the race going, there's going to be momentum. You'll see people that are faster through the tunnel turn. You'll see people passing back in 3 and 4 until everything gets settled out. There's cars that are going to be in faster some area and cars faster in the other area. So it's a difficult racetrack, and somebody come up and say, boy, you're really getting through that tunnel turn, but you're not getting through 3 and 4. So it's a tough place to set up for.
Let me explain what I meant when I said a gear change. You run the front straightaway here in 3rd gear. At the end of the front straightaway grandstands, you pull it back into high gear for momentarily there, because the RPMs that you need to get up the short chutes, you need 3rd gear. So then going into turn 1, you shift back in like a road course.
It's a very unique racetrack, for sure. 2 laps complete here. We're under caution at Pocono. Proud to be here for the first time on TNN for a Winston Cup race. We'll be right back. Yes, and today one of those 170 miles ran right through the infield here. We had a bit of rain. We also had deer on the track yesterday. Ken Schrader was out in the pace car chasing a fawn, and the fawn led 4-1 when we went away to break. Let's go down to Randy Pemberton.
Well, early on, Kenny Wallace was talking about what these drivers might be thinking about as they rolled off here to get this race going. But I'll give you an idea. Our Winston Cup points leader, Ernie Irvin, they take the green flag and the caution at the same time. He's discussing a rental car drop charge at Allentown, Pennsylvania after this race is over. So we're talking about absolutely cool Ernie Irvin. Now Larry McReynolds, of course, he's still drying off pit road. He said that was obviously a concern to make sure that Ernie gets stopped nice and easy here on pit road. But talk about your cool Winston Cup points leader right there. Not even worried about it. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, Buddy Parrott has been in constant communication with Rusty Wallace. And, Buddy, what's he saying about the condition of the track?
Well, he said the track is it's doing a lot better. You know, the corners are looking good. There's one place there's some water running out of the grandstand, evidently, or across the track. They need to fix that. The front straightaway's a little still a little damp, but it's getting lighter. It's going to be good here in the middle of genuine draft. Ford's fixing to set sail here in a minute.
Well, I hope he doesn't have to set sail. That's on the water.
Yeah.
Maybe he means take off and leave these guys.
Oh. Larry McReynolds looked like Bill Murray cleaning house in Caddyshack.
Yeah,
with that blower.
You heard him talking about, they were real cool about drying everything up and talking about rental cars. When that green flag drops, you can believe these guys will be business as usual.
You know, you think about the experience of all these teams. Why would a race car team load a blower up on their truck? It's because we've seen everything in Winston Cup racing. So they're loading up and say, hey, throw a blower on the truck because if it rains, we want our pit road dry.
Now, those particular blowers are the ones that they put on the cars in the garage area in front of the grill to try to cool them down when they come in for practice. So those aren't just the pit road model.
Right. You know, something I wanted to point out earlier in the show, Buddy had a really good talk about, shifting down the front straightaway. Let me tell you that between 3rd and 4th gears, the ratios are so close for you fans out there. It's not like your street car. Like if you shifted from 3rd to 4th, it wouldn't be a deep downshift to where you would feel the car pull you. Between 3rd and 4th, the ratios are so close, you don't even use the clutch with these Jericho transmissions. You just go down in the 3rd, you push it up, and you don't even feel it. So you can stay consistent, and the car can stay smooth.
That was an 18.8 second pit stop for fuel and a new fan blade on Larry McReynolds' weed eater there. It's blow dryer or whatever it is. I think that was Bill Broderick's blow dryer. That's where they got that.
Yeah, you see Dale Earnhardt there. He's checking the surface out. He's ready to go almost. I guarantee he wouldn't worry if they dropped the green right now.
NASCAR they may send a rabbit out in a minute here to check the dryness of the track. That turn is the most banked turn on the course. Turn 1, 14 degrees. So it will dry first. There's still a bit of seeping water down at the bottom of that corner where the track crew is working right now. Shouldn't be too long.
you know, one thing we've seen Earnhardt wiggling the car back and forth. What he was doing just then is he was trying to do what Buddy said. He was trying to feel the adhesion, because you know the rule in Winston Cup racing, when they drop the green flag, there's no passing until the start-finish line. And you can bet when they drop this green flag, Earnhardt's going to be ducking to the inside and trying to go on up there, and he's wanting to feel, you know, if he can do that with, you know, with safety.